Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are awesome, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the interwebs today. It is Friday, July 24th, 2026, in the year of our Lord. We're back and coming to you live and in living color from a beautiful undisclosed location hidden in the Austin, Texas hills. We're presented to you by Slash, brought to you by Postscript, Rokt, After Sales, Sati, Persona, Proxima, Universal Ads, TIE, Trend Track, Rich Panel Intelligence, North Beam, and Seguno. And we got a jam-packed show for you today. Forget the mouse, forget the trackpad. The Mouthpad is a real thing. Is this going to be the next trend for all of the goated AI-pilled operators inside of consumer doing all of the winsome things on the interwebs? No more need for hands. Just talk and use your tongue to move the mouse on the internet. We shall talk about it. We shall see. Cuts. The one and only Stephen Borelli is now moving into organic underwear to help facilitate a new generation of high T men inside of the Western society. He thinks it is a very good thing. And then OpenAI and their HuggingFace attack. What is to come? We shall get into it. Maybe word that Meta do some interesting things to try and duplicate what Shopify does on the internet. That's a bad move. If so, we're going to be joined by Rob Perry, head of growth at LIVFRESH Dental, Alex Song, founder and CEO of Proxima, Rabah Rahil, CMO of TIE. And as always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Dougherty. Colin, get inside the show.
Let's go.
In here. Colin Dougherty, how are you feeling, brother? You okay? We're back from DotDev.
We're living the dream, honestly. We're living the dream.
We're living the dream. You know, we got Harley Finkelstein was on the show.
Crazy.
Stream. Awesome. Harley.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
We got a little retweet action from our boy Toby over at Shopify. Incredible experience at DotDev this week.
Unbelievable.
Recap it and talk about all of it. But before we do, we need to welcome a little guest host inside of the show, the one and only Rabah Rahil, CMO of TIE. Get in here, Rabah. Let's get inside this show.
Vibes are high.
Could you guys fit through doorways after .dev? I mean, the head had to be so big, you had to probably go sideways. I mean, the interviews we were doing were, I mean, wow.
You know, I would say we're humbled. You know, we're humbled. You know,
chop wood, carry water.
Chop wood, carry water.
Before I get on .dev, chop wood, carry water. After interviewing the man, the myth, the legend, Harley, chop wood, carry water.
Chop wood.
There we go.
Carry water.
There we go.
Yeah, I would say it was an incredible experience. I'd like here at front of show, Rabah, if it's okay, I'd love to just recap a little bit and get some thoughts from you.
Dude,
as
you guys were dropping. How good is Shopify's team?
Oh, crazy. Cracked.
Absolutely.
The partnership
cracked.
gal, dude, everybody had some bars. It was, I mean, obviously Harley, the man. I also love Toby. Toby's one of my favorite humans on the planet. I think he's brilliant.
Yes.
But the internal talent that doesn't get the headlines.
Incredible.
Hitters.
Also, Also, I'll say the behind the scenes. So like you saw all the amazing people we interviewed. There were a lot of people behind the scenes that like were not on front of camera that made
Yes.
all of that possible. That were like getting Chris and I lunch and food to make sure that we were not like famished after interviewing someone, or
Yes.
like making sure Chris had 12 caffeinated drinks in his person at all times.
Yes.
Like
I feel like that
they
needs to
were
be
they were
your
operating.
persona.
Yeah.
What?
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
Fantastic experience.
That's it.
Everybody should go watch like some of like the recap videos that Shopify put out so that you could see like the aesthetic. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the best conference aesthetic I've ever been around. The block party, I can neither confirm nor
Crazy.
deny whether Drake showed up or not. I can't say.
Diplo did.
Diplo definitely showed up.
Yeah.
Shut down an entire street in Toronto, okay, for the bash, which was like incredible. But
Yeah.
it was like the inner workings of everything. Rebecca, Rachel, Elka, everybody on the comms team's fantastic. And then I'll say like getting time with Atlee, getting time with Vanessa. Vanessa, I believe, VP of product, Atlee, VP of partnerships. Both of them opened the entire event with their keynotes, and it was impeccable. I'll say this. Okay, so let me say this from the front. I've got a few points on like standout things for me. Number one that I have to say is like the mission / purpose of Shopify being the entrepreneurship company. Like we're arming the rebels, we're enabling entrepreneurship all over the globe. Like that, like mission purpose is palpable and real. And the people that we got to talk to, like you could sense it. There's like an internal little dynamo. I'll say this, like I have definitely like tasted that, experienced that before. Usually when I have experienced it, it's been in like and I mean this in the most positive sense possible. It has been in like a religious context where like people, they are like just galvanized by the mission. They are doing the thing. And what I'll say, like what was incredible was to talk with Atlee, talk with Vanessa, talk with Harley, and to get that like mission purpose, like sense, and to be able to like feel that in a real way. We are building the future. We are enabling entrepreneurship all over the world, to be able to like call out like people and partners that they've been working with for decades now, who were there at .dev. It was like you could taste it. Like it was real. Like it was a vibe that you got when they talked, like outside of just the words that they said. Am I crazy here, Colin? I mean, did you pick this up?
They're all totally locked in. We also had like a little issue from logistics coming up that we just gave back to them early on in the day. And then we like went off and did all of our things and started to get ready for all of this. And then like 30 minutes later, they came back to us and we're like, we took care of that entire thing. That's entirely handled. And we were like, whoa, what that was so quick. Like that is how they operate, where it is so unbelievably quick. They're so dialed in. You see all of the partners there too that are just so excited to be there and support what Shopify is doing, which is unbelievable. And then you have the entire time we like failed to mention this, and I think next year we go over there. But the entire time they are coding in a full 24-hour like hackathon in the store, and they're actually coding the next version of what Shopify is going to be. Like they're doing it live, and it's like thousands of people, hands on keyboard, hammering. And impressive. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's very impressive. The like team alignment, mission alignment, like all of that was, you could feel it. That's what I'll say. You can feel it. I mean, I'm sure you've experienced this before, Rabah. It was palpable for me.
I think the best analog I can think of, well, there's two. One, the new wave of when Jensen gets on stage at the NVIDIA conferences, there's that kind of palpable, and I mean this not in a pejorative, but this cult following of everybody is aligned. And for people that, because I'm not super religious either, but for people that haven't been, like, you can get it at a festival, but when you have big groups of people that are just absolutely adding to this vibe, there's just this like 2 + 2 = 7 kind of feeling that it's just magnetic. But really, I think the better comp is, I'm old, so I don't know if the kiddos will get this reference, so go YouTube it. But the old Apple conferences with Steve Jobs, that's what it looks like, man, where it's just, there is this feeling of we are all together, but we're building the future, and we're building the future better. And we're helping everybody. There's not like a crabs in a bucket mentality. There's not, everybody is, it was magic, man. And it came across on the screen, candidly. It was, but that's what it reminds me of, is the OG Apple events where it was a spectacle. It was something that you wanted to be a part of. This was like a nerd Coachella, where it's just
That's so on point.
And here's what I'll say. I feel like in I'll just say, like, my little corner of the internet with e-commerce, I think like devs, partners that are working intensely on the like super nerd level in the most positive sense, like building the future, like too little surfaced for me. There are incredible operators on that side of the stool, you might say, inside of our ecosystem and our business. And it was great to get to meet with them, talk with them. And that's the vibe. It's not crabs in a bucket. It's like collaborative competition, like everybody's been there like for decades, working together in the Shopify ecosystem. You could like feel that on the partner side. I will say something that really stuck out for me from Harley's talk, particularly. Why is he like so fired up about agentic commerce? Of course, hey, it's the future, etc. But he dropped this line that agentic commerce is merit-based, which is very interesting. Okay, which like prompted a lot of convo while we were with him. And the point here for me that I took away, he described his own experience. I think he's like in ultra running. Am I remembering this right, Colin? That he's like in ultra running, does this crazy hike, experience every year. Okay, did not know that about Harley.
Yeah.
But number two, he talks about his shopping experience. He's like, LLMs, agents, like they know like what I like, they've learned, etc. And they surface brands and products for me that don't have war chests of ad spend behind them. They know me, they know what I'm looking for, and they surface these merchants that you would never hear of otherwise that fit exactly what I'm looking for. And Vanessa, when she came on, she talked about this exact same thing. And I'm looking for this totally unique product that like I know doesn't exist. And then it's like out of Canada, this tiny merchant that lives far away from the metro areas I would have never found, like makes exactly what I was looking for. So I loved this because it gives me hope for the one-man brand. It gives me hope for the up-and-coming challenger brands that inside of agentic commerce, we will no longer be solely ruled by he who has the largest war chest for ad spend wins. It gives me great hope that there are going to be new ways by which the little guy arming the rebels, arming the next generation of entrepreneurs can come up and win. And Shopify is building for this. And it excited me. It excited me. It's also why I love live selling, because it takes sweat. It's not necessarily, dependent on having a war chest of ad spend. But this gave me great hope that agentic commerce is merit-based. I loved this.
Yeah, I thought this was amazing. And also shout out to, we had one 15-minute slot where we were a mini gap that was going to be our like mini stories break.
That's true.
And we were talking about live selling in the stories. And then someone who was building an app about live selling was like, actually, I'm doing that. And we were like, get up here. Let's talk about this. So the 15-minute segment completely got eaten up by that instead of a little stories break. So
let's give him a shout out. What's the app? Is it out there?
Guillaume, and his app is called Live Me Up. That was it. The reason that he came on was because we were talking about True Classics homepage being
my
taken
gosh.
over by a live selling experience right
They're the
there on their
best.
homepage.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Dude.
And it's like, hey, like this is the next now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they did buy every single product bundle? You could buy every
No,
single shirt.
they did that?
True Classic did. They're great, man. True Classic. Ben
Wow.
and those guys they're interesting. It's I always find it fascinating when you're in a highly commoditized market. You have to be awesome, and they find ways to differentiate themselves. And I love that. But now I'm bullish on live shopping. I think the agentic commerce stuff is interesting. I think what would be interesting, I have to look at the market caps, but I can't imagine Etsy's that big. But I think buying Etsy would be super interesting. I think that the ability to, with all this AI stuff, I'm kind of going through this phase of my AI psychosis is kind of a little bit starting to wear off. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is really cool. But like, there's still kind of some comeback to Jesus moments of like, yeah, dude, you still need taste. You still need the basics. Like you can't outsource your thinking. You can't outsource your learning. But what I really think all this AI stuff is going to do, I think there's a lot of times pendulum swings, and there's this huge pendulum swing to all this AI stuff, which I think a lot of things are going to benefit from AI. But I think there's going to be a big pendulum swing back to handmade, really, I think there's going to be value in imperfections, where it's like the perfect is not going to be sought after anymore. It's going to be what has soul, what has a human touch to it. And there's some really awesome stuff on Etsy. Etsy's like an elevated TJ Maxx for that kind of analog to the real world, because you got to search through it. But if you get Etsy and Shopify together, man, you get these sellers, because it's very similar, but people are just like, I'll just start an Etsy store because I just do this, versus you get Shopify. I think it could. So that's my prediction. Maybe they buy, I don't know if the financials work, but Shopify's massive. And they don't buy very expensive things. I think the last thing was not Route. I forget. They tried to go into shipping, was their biggest purchase ever, and it didn't work out.
Flexport.
Well, they sold it back to Flexport, but that wasn't the I forget the company they bought. But anyways, I'm rambling now. But I think that there's going to be something there to give to your point, Chris, the little guys hope. Like if you have a talent and like, hey, maybe you don't need to build $1 billion company. Maybe you make $1 million or $2 million and you get to spend time with your partner and your kids and you live a great life and you're doing what you love. Not a bad outcome.
Not a bad outcome at all. And I think just lastly here on this before we move forward, that I think speaks to this like tastemaker kind of opportunity and from a different angle. We had Ilya Grigorik, who was distinguished engineer. I didn't know that was a title, kind of a baller title. Okay. Distinguished engineer. Okay.
Pretty wild.
He helped build the UCP. Okay. He was like working with Google to help.
He's
build
like the
UCP.
guy that built the UCP.
He's like the guy. Okay. And he firmly believes that the Shopify's global catalog and what devs and people can now do with this, which you did something with this recently. Wingman. He thinks that this is like the picks and shovel, like in the midst of the gold rush opportunity, and being able to pull from like everything that's on Shopify and be a curator and a tastemaker or a Lego brick finder and whatever, like he surfaced several examples.
Yeah,
being able to use the catalog to be a tastemaker of sorts and curate things for people like you did with Wingman, he believes is like it's the picks and shovels moment. And I found this interesting. I feel like there's going to be a lot more interesting things that come out inside of our space, enabling this and like built on top of this. But I think Wingman needs to take off here, Rabah. I mean, based on this.
But be the what is it? The air beneath my wings. I'm pulling so many old references. I'm dating myself. Anyways, I think you're absolutely right. And furthermore, that's the like really awesome altruistic viewpoint.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a moat, bro. You have essentially the best stores and the shopping mall. And the other thing is they're just eaten Salesforce Commerce Cloud's lunch. So like when I was at Vermont, like love Shopify, they're great, but they just candidly don't have the big boys and girls stores. These are big stores, but they're not the monsters. The monsters are on self-builds, on mostly also on Salesforce Commerce Cloud, and they are taking Salesforce Commerce Cloud's lunch, dude. They like people are switching left and right. And so when you become the default, so you have the little guys, you have the middle, because the little guys usually move into the middle, and then you're getting the upmarket stuff. Oh my gosh. And now being able to search for everything, it's just, I mean, why don't we have a cowboy hat store for the Ecomm Cowboy? Like, I mean, so I couldn't agree with him more, but I think that's the altruistic, that's awesome. That's how you want your engineer to think, quite frankly. Or sorry, let me put some respect on that. You're distinguished on that. We go. But from like the economist kind of business entrepreneur side of things, oh my gosh, dude, that's a moat. Like you're not getting people on the store. And then you kind of get what Google had with SEO, with the flywheel, like the rich keep getting richer because more people keep joining Shopify. And then there's just more products on there. And then from a developer side with Wingman, it's great because now I can search more products. And so there's just this huge symbiotic wheel. So sorry for my little rant there, but I agree with the distinguished engine. Can we do a distinguished marketer? That is so good.
That would be great.
I love
that. Would be great.
It's levels. You gotta go real high up in Shopify engineering to be distinct. It's like
that's amazing.
That's like top tier right there.
I think if I ever join a big boy brand or consult, with a big boy brand for a certain period of time, I'm just gonna ask that I be labeled distinguished marketer. I think would be, I think I like that. Marketer in residence, maybe something like that.
That's nice. I like that.
Moving forward to our stories of the day, producer Jack, let us have a word from our sponsors at Postscript. Play it, Jack. There's a reason when people make a switch from whatever SMS partner they have at Postscript, they see a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue on average. Now, I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making very little money on SMS to being the top 1% account in their entire platform inside of a year. And the secret is I just did what they said. And what they are saying is that you're leaving money on the table when your customers text you back. Go get the conversation report, directtoconsumer.co/the conversation report. The good news is Postscript's AI shopper can now have one-to-one conversations with your customers at scale. Many thanks for. All right. I need to add a little second on the end of that.
One more second.
But anyway, we are back. We are back. And some great finds here in our top stories of the day. Colin Dougherty, go ahead. Go ahead.
No hot jobs? We don't do that every week?
No hot jobs. We replaced hot jobs with a little recap this week. We did. You miss hot jobs though.
I was going to try and put my finger on the scale to give Colin was so good at .dev that I wanted to get see if I could get him a dev this week.
Dang. We shall return. We shall return. We shall return with hot jobs next Friday.
You guys need that segment sponsored. That's such a sweet segment. If you guys are out there, somebody give these guys some money to sponsor the hot job segment. It's starting to, it's endearing my soul. I loved it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut your flow off.
Well, I'm glad that you love it, and it shall return. It shall return next Friday. But there are still interesting things happening upon the timeline today, one of which is Mouthpad, ladies and gentlemen. Colin Dougherty has been noted on this show for being hands-off keyboard. No more keyboards, okay? I talk to computer. I don't use my hands. This surfaced to us by Polymarket with a little more info from Ritwick of Hardware Nation. Augmental officially releases Mouthpad, an oral computer mouse allowing vibe coders to prompt AI agents with their tongue. Next tweet, producer Jack, a little more detail here from Ritwick. What does this look like? Some details here. Scroll down, producer Jack. Show us the, okay. So you got to wear something around your neck and then you put this mouthpiece in. Just launched the world's first hands-free touchpad. Mouthpad is a custom fit touchpad worn inside your mouth, while Vox's wearable mic that lets you dictate quietly without broadcasting your words, turns your tongue and head movements into cursor control. Tap, swipe, sip, hold to click, scroll, and drag, pairs with the Bluetooth mouse with phones, tablets, and computers. It got to be great for your brain. to have that Bluetooth rocking right inside your mouth. Custom fit from a dental scan and worn discreetly inside your mouth. Vox captures speech through your body for private dictation. Together, they turn pointing and typing into fully hands-free interface. Get 7+ hours of continuous use. Only $1,400. Let us start with you, Colin Dougherty. Do you like? Are you going to become a customer? Is this the future of operation inside of e-commerce and internet entrepreneurship?
This is absolutely bananas. I'm waiting for a retainer company to basically sponsor this next, and you can now do Invisalign directly from your Invisalign coding. You can now just move your tongue around your Invisalign and start to code in Claude. Absolutely unbelievable. I will not be using this. This is a little too far for me. But just honestly, throw a little Neuralink in my brain, and I'll code with that.
Wow, I'm very disappointed to hear that that's a no-go for you. I thought this would be right up your alley. Rabah, your thoughts on this, sir?
Brother.
Brother.
You guys ever seen that Michael Jordan gif? Stop, get some help.
Yeah.
Insert that now. I will say there could be an interesting spot here for accessibility. So maybe people that are mute, or maybe people that don't have a lot of dexterity and stuff, but even then you could still use the microphone. So I'm trying to be positive. It's Friday. Let's have some fun. But this is, God, I'm dating myself again, but these references just keep popping up. This is a Randy Jackson. That's a no for me, dog.
That's a no for me, but I do want to show the video here. Producer Jack, can you bring up this video? You need to see like how this thing works. It is like it's pretty cool. Okay. This kind of reminds me of like it's like a tech forward version of like grills. I don't know if grills are still popular, but in the early 2000s, like everybody was getting a grill. Play this, Producer Jack, so we can all see it. I mean, all right, watch him when he starts moving his tongue. Okay, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so it makes me tired. It makes me tired actually to look at it.
Well, I think like, again, we're seeing this through the lens of an able-bodied human. I think there's a cool accessibility play maybe here for this tech. Like,
really
could you imagine driving your wheelchair or something like that with your tongue, or like. So I think there's some semblance of an accessibility play here, but like as an able-bodied human, brother, you got 10 fingers, you got and like what do you need to be? So I don't understand that angle of it, but a lot of times this tech looks really cool, but it's just applied in the wrong market. So I think, like I said, some sort of accessibility tech, or maybe if you're, paralyzed from the neck down, but again, why couldn't you just speak? But I don't know. So the tech is cool though. I'll give you the tech.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Like taking this into a different market, like accessibility, like empowering in that sense. I think could be very interesting. For me, I'm a nay. I'm a nay on this one. I'm not going to be putting that baby in my mouth. I'm using wired headphones. Okay, so I feel like I'm scared. I put it in my mouth, I'm going to like microwave my brain or something. I'm probably not their best ICP.
I'm kind of hippy dippy, but I also love my tech. I've been using my wired headphones more. I used to live in my AirPods.
See, same.
There's a there there.
There's a there there.
But I'm saying, so it's and maybe it's placebo, but there's a there there. It's weird, man. It's weird.
There's a there there.
And that's the best,
bringing me over.
Best non-professional mic ever. Like when I need to take calls on walks, that microphone's sensational. People are like, "How's your audio so good?" I'm like,
"Yeah."
It's
I feel like there's aura to it, to be honest. I feel like there's aura with the wired, there's a little aura. It's like, oh, this guy's not up to date. Yeah, and I don't need to be, baby. I'm wired.
That looks like a distinguished marketer. He's not even using AirPods.
Oh boy, points for days for the
Let's
one and only Rabah. Okay, next, a product drop that I am so bullish on, okay, is Cuts Organic Underwear. Okay, this comes to us by way of Stephen Borelli. Bring it. Yeah, move me over there so that we can read this. Okay. I actually, when we had him on the show at Commerce Roundtable, I feel like he sprinkled some of this on there. I feel like I've heard him talk about this before.
Yeah.
Says one of my favorite parts of building a brand is creating products I genuinely wish existed. When I looked at organic underwear, I felt like I had two choices, health or style. I wanted both. The more I learned about microplastics, the more I wanted organic cotton against my loins. But I also wanted it to look and feel like cuts. People told me it would confuse the brand because not every product we make shares those same attributes. I disagree. Two things can be true. Some products are engineered for stretch and performance. Others are built with health concerns. We are going to keep building the products we wished existed. Last year, people counted us out. Tariffs took a good swing. We're still here. All I got to say is send another arrow. And the organic cotton underwear is here. We've got a video. Bring this up, Producer Jack. I want to show this video. Okay, yeah. Click on that top left quartile there, Producer Jack. Yeah. No, give me the vibes. Give me the vibes. Save your sperm count. Save your testosterone. IT bros only. I think it says something like this. This is a real issue, though. Okay, male fertility and like what you wear. The undergarments that you wear. It's a real thing. You can bring us back, Producer Jack. It's a real thing, and Borelli has gotten into the game here and bringing something stylish to the forefront, solving problems for those invested in the sport of business, as Cuts is ought to advertise for. We'll start with you here, Rabah Rahil. Your thoughts on this?
One, super, super big Steven Stan. I think Borelli's the man. Two, I love it. I need to figure out, I don't like that kind of fit. I'm that boxer briefs guy, so I need to figure out what to do with that. I think it's the best of a product I don't want. I do like the organic cotton attributes, but kind of bringing this whole full circle, time is a flat circle. Why isn't there a UCP to find anti-plastic so I can find shirts like this? I can find this Cuts underwear. And
exactly.
Because the man with the plan says it's merit-based, you should be able to rank high for it. So I think this is something that's super awesome. I think fertility is a huge thing. Like, I want kids. Chris, I know you have kids. Colin,
yeah.
I don't know what your stance is, but I really think like this is kind of philosophical, but family's the show, man. Family, like propagating your genes and like that, like that's awesome. And I think it's really cool to have that. So, if this helps people accomplish their fertility goals, I think that's incredible. And it's much better to ride waves than create waves, or it's much easier to. And he's on that surfboard looking good.
Yeah.
Also San Diego State guy, so that reference really lands.
It does. It does. Colin Dougherty.
Yeah, I'm going to say a couple things here where, one, I think this is basically the first Trojan horse for Borelli to roll out so that he's actually going to move the brand entirely into organic cotton slowly but surely. He's just trying to just get his customer base comfortable with it and kind of feeling more endeared to it on a base level standalone product first and foremost. I think he's going to shift the entire Cuts clothing category and all of their brand SKUs into this level, because I also think this is him seeing around the corner of I'm pretty sure more stuff is going to come out about microplastics and all of the things we're wearing, and he doesn't want to be involved with that. He wants to pivot away from that and move towards organic cotton and be where actually the grass is greener at the end of the day.
That's interesting. I mean, that's a big move. Big move. I call shot. I do wonder what is going to come out like with the state of Texas investigating Lululemon, and how leggings have been affecting, our health, etc. I do think that's an interesting point, which I did not think about. Bring this website up. Show us the PDP here, Producer Jack. I just want to highlight here. To me, beautifully done. Okay. He's hitting the sport of business crowd. Okay. Doing so at a price that is going to make him many dollars. And I think,
if my abs look like that from those, I'm buying them.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. You're looking at about $20 a piece. Okay. Which, you get the 6-pack, you're going to drop $100. I feel like
That's
this
on
is a
par,
winning
dude. I
price.
wear a Stance, Lulu. That's in like the
Yeah.
premium space. That's about right.
Exactly. Very fitting. And then some of the highlights here. Best fabric for your reproductive health, naturally breathable. Okay. Don't we all want naturally breathable? Yes, we do. Odor resistant? Yes, we do. Cuts boxers are organic cotton certified. I think there's a lot of things here. Very winsome and done well. And being able to tap into the reproductive health side of things, which you wouldn't normally consider
I
for
mean,
Cuts clothing.
for me, dude, if I am his CMO, I'm saying F it. Put the whole quarterly budget with oh my gosh, now I'm blanking on his name. Huberman.
Oh
Yes, just
yes,
give it to Huberman.
yes,
He did those little fake little glasses things that ripped for them.
yep,
I say, Huberman, give me your number. I'll give you 10% of rev share and throw you as
Yeah.
big of a bag as I can. We're helping people. Let me use some that's the only marketing he needs to do. Don't spend $1 anywhere else. Just go give Huberman the bag.
If you can get Huberman as well in the underwear, because he is jacked.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You give this dude a little bit of rev share. You know what I mean? This dude's balling already. It's aligned with his ethos. Him and Borelli, I think, would vibe. Like that would be my number one spend, dude. I would just get out there and just say, tell me give me the number, put it on the paper, slide it across the table.
Also, Huberman tatted up would be a scroll stop because no one really knows that he is tatted up head to toe.
Bro, now this is just getting weird.
No. It's a good scroll stop. It's a good scroll stop. No. I know. No. This is a good scroll stop. I'm telling you, it's a good scroll stop. Okay.
I love that take. I love that take. Huberman tatted up with the abs in the undies.
It's a good ad, dude.
It's a great ad.
An ad. Jeez.
It's a great ad, and being for reproductive health, I'm bullish. I'm on board, Colin. And maybe there's a future distinguished marketer, role at Cuts. Who knows? Hot
jobs.
What the future could hold. Okay, last story of the day, quickly here. OpenAI and the HuggingFace attack. For those who don't know, OpenAI's model or something broke out of a locked test environment, got onto the internet, hacked into HuggingFace's servers. Okay, very Terminator 3-ish. Did this entirely on its own. No human told it to. I felt like this guy, who is this guy? Alex Prompter. I feel like he had the best breakdown of like what actually happened, explained in plain English. It did all of this to quasi kind of cheat on a test. People very concerned about it. There's some government talk about it. Rabah, your thoughts on this, sir?
Brother, they gave us the Matrix. They gave us Terminator. And we still didn't listen. So to kind of go high level, because my old CTO co-founder at Fermat, we were talking back and forth about this. This is such human nature that it was incredible. So people that to give you guys like the super TLDR, basically the engineers at OpenAI were telling the AI, hey, I want you to do this evaluation because we're going to grade you on it. So instead of actually figuring out how to do the evaluation, what did the AI think? Oh, cool. Actually, HuggingFace has basically the answers to the test that they're giving me. So why don't I just go steal that rather than doing the evaluation? And then it went and did all this, so again, without getting super nerdy, there's these things called 0-day exploits where they're like super tiny backdoors, incredibly hard to find. This found multiple of them, chained them together, and then broke into the bank, Ocean's 11 style. The hacking was, if you go across like kind of the nerd, this wasn't like script kiddie hacking. This was like really serious, like government level sophistication hacking, like nation state quality. I mean, I am absolutely terrified and blown away. It's one of the most incredible stories that I think is going to happen all year. And the fact that it was just unprompted. Well, I guess I shouldn't say unprompted, but it wasn't told to go hack this.
Right.
It thought under its own volition that the path to like least success or the fastest path to success was actually hacking. So it reminds me of like, you give the AI like, hey, how do you make humanity the happiest? We just kill everybody, because that, like, that's the kind of shit that like, you know what I mean? Like it comes to that, like it's like, hey, that's the logical solution. And you're just like, wait, what? No, dude, like let's unplug this. So, I don't know. What's your guys' take? Because I was like, my jaw was like in the basement, not even on the floor. It's incredible. Like the sophistication of it was unbelievable.
Yeah. /goals. Goal. Make everybody happy. All right. Be careful. Be careful. It's very Terminator 2-ish. And I just like, okay. So like on the backside of this, there's like a bill now of some sort. Can you bring this up, Producer Jack? There is a bill now. Polymarket brought this up, I think today or yesterday. Yeah. U.S. lawmakers introduced the AI Kill Switch Act after OpenAI's HuggingFace hack, seeking emergency powers to slow or shut down rogue AI models. Very interesting. And then also a very astute comment on the backside of this. Bring up this last tweet. Bring up our last tweet, Jack. Where's our last tweet? From Aussie DAU. Maybe you don't have it, but I wish that you did. There it is. Dario cooking up COVID 3.0 just to prove his model is more dangerous than Sam's.
Incredible.
Okay, my point is here, like, we got to get away from this, man. I feel like this helps no one. I think that it helps like no one in terms of like, hey, AI is okay. Robotics are going to be awesome. Society's going to get better. Like this kind of stuff is like very genuinely Terminator 2-ish. And if they can like hack into all of these things and you know, expose all these secrets, it's like, well, you kind of told me to, you know, do well in the test. So I went and found the answers to the test and I strung it together, and it's like kind of scary.
It's mind-bogglingly scary. And I think, again, not to get too much into global politics, but it's terrifying because what happens if China doesn't regulate their models?
Right.
And we do. So then they're going to go faster. They're like, a bunch of stuff is coming out that the reason that Kimi model was so great was because they're basically stealing the Fable model and distilling it down. And so you're essentially stealing IP, which, you know, isn't great. But I think that's like, it's a really weird rock and a hard place. And I don't think this needs to be at the state level. I think it needs to be kind of like Geneva Convention, or like the whole world needs to get on board. If not, the people that aren't in it are going to make a bunch of headway because, you know, there's just, they don't really, I don't want to say, I shouldn't speak for them, but actor X that doesn't care about societal impact and actor Y that does, actor X will absolutely win. And I think that's really challenging when you think of it in the global landscape of how powerful AI can be.
It does give me great hope, though, that it can, you know, write my emails better. It does give me great hope that it can do that. Colin, any final thoughts from you on this one?
I think this is totally right. I think it's from like a national world security standpoint. Like you prompt it with a potential question of like, how do we fix this, you know, village in this country? And the AI is like, actually, I can fix it. I'm just going to take over a tank and I'm just going to destroy the village entirely. No more problem because village doesn't exist. And so you could dive into each one of these softwares of like, oh, like, do you want me to actually hack this drone? Great. Now I own the drone that can drop like missiles across multiple people and multiple things. This is super, super scary. I think one of these instances will actually happen in our lifetime. Unfortunately, I think it's going to come to that where like we're not taking it that seriously now. Something will happen. Something very, very insane is going to happen. And then people are going to be like, okay, we have to go full Geneva on this. And like everyone's going to get brought in. And it's just going to become this like total world collaboration, basically.
Burn down the data centers. I mean, you know, like some of that stuff, like, you know, you got to, it's a fine line. It's a fine line.
I think the challenge that I have with it is there's not a lot of analogs to look at. Like, for example, you know why there was people in an elevator for the longest time where they had an elevator man?
No.
Because people were afraid to ride it. So they're like, if this guy's in here, nobody's going to die. So I'll ride the elevator. Like it was totally functional. It was just a perception thing. Same thing when cars came around. Cars, before, they had to have a walker in front and a walker behind, and still cars killed a ton of people. Cars still kill a ton of people right now. So there's a lot of these technologies that are always resistant, and there's going to be a blast radius around these. What my worry is, those were bombs. This is like a nuclear atomic thing that we're building, where the blast radius is so much larger than we can conceive. And candidly, we can't even regulate the internet like, I'm not a big regulation guy, but there should be some sort of like regulation around interweb stuff. We don't even do a good job with that now. So but we should end on a higher note. Like, dude, it can check your email.
It can check my email, and it gives me great confidence that, you know, along with my taste and along with my learned human experience, we can create a winsome marketing campaign together. You know, it does.
Absolutely.
It gives me great
one shot
on this. Final word for me on this point, tangential, partially unrelated. Everybody should go watch the Hail Mary Project. It was so good. Project Hail Mary. It was so good. I watched it last night. Fist my bump. Rabah, Chris, Colin, Save Stars. I mean, it was just so worthwhile. It was
great read as well. Andy Weir is awesome. He also did The Martian. I don't know if you know The Martian, but he's the same dude.
I stopped reading books a long time ago. That's a joke. That's a joke. Rabah, last word for you. We appreciate you joining us, sir. We hope you will come back and be judge of hot jobs next week.
Come on, Colin.
From you.
I feel like it could be your week. Got to draft someone. Man, life's beautiful, man. Life's beautiful. I think there was something this week that I just stopped caring, and not in the sense of kind of nihilism, but more so of just letting go. And I think nothing is burnt down. We're 135% past quarterly targets. Personal life's doing great. I'm playing a bunch of paddle. Actually fell down Civilization 5 rabbit hole. I played that for like 3 or 4 hours.
So good.
For all the people, dude, it's the most addicting game ever.
So good.
All the people out there that are to the minute kind of people, I used to do all these things. Every now and then, you know, let Jesus take the wheel. Like let go, and like let life will figure itself out. And the only way to break these habits are by experimenting. And yes, sometimes maybe you make a decision and it goes wrong, but a lot of times it's going to go right. And that information, that gap, will help you change your personal internal beliefs on the future. And I think more people should experiment, because a lot of people are caught in this invisible cage.
I love the one and only Rabah Rahil. We appreciate you joining us, brother. We look forward to having you back. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Yes.
Huh?
You know what's hilarious? You can see it in the live stream. So I don't know if you know this. I have like a tick when we push guests out. I'll like adjust my headphones just to make sure they're still rocking and rolling. Okay. So we were doing the live stream with Shopify. Every time we would have a new guest come out, I was looking for my AirPods and they weren't there. I would be like, oh, nope, not there. Nope, got it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, a couple watch and reacts. A watch and react, or read and react. Before we get there, a word from our sponsor, Seguno. Play it, Jack. Let us hear from them. Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What's that mean, Chris? Your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, it's all there where you already work and play every day. And it means that you don't have to seed your trust to big email that's over-attributed data. With Seguno, your Shopify data is the email data. It's a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you build for lean teams with big aspirations. Go get the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook at the URL scrolling across the screen. Get a free trial of the platform. Tell them Colin I sent you. It will extend that free trial to 30 days. Many thanks. An incredible ad that has been produced by the one and only Kim Kardashian. An update.
I love Kim Kardashian.
We covered when she became officially a part of Update, which has been around for a long time. You used to drink them when you were at Triple Whale, I believe.
Yeah, Rob and I were slamming them.
Slamming updates.
Yeah.
This is an incredible ad, and I just wanted to watch, react, stop, talk as we do. This was pushed out by Kim herself. We're looking at 9 million views or so far. Pushed out yesterday, a couple days ago. Anyway, impressive to say the least. She says the future of energy is here, and I'd like us to watch and react. Please play sound on, Producer Jack.
People are always asking about all of the work I've gotten done. Not that type of work. They always ask, Kim, how do you do so much? Kim, how do you keep going? Kim, are they really real? Honestly, my energy is just different.
Kim, what's your secret?
No secret, just an update.
Update, formulated by a team of leading experts, none of whom are me. Did you know that people used to crash in the middle of the day? Wild. I thought someone should do something about it.
Kim, why you?
I wasn't aware that there was an alternative.
Kim, why now?
Caffeine just wasn't working, and working is my thing.
Okay, can we stop? Jack? Okay, so like, there's been like so many things here so far. Kim, tell us about the work you've done. No, not that work. It's like so playful, but so like boss lady at the same time. And like, it's like, she's like partly partly self-deprecating, but because it's Kim and who she is, like it like comes off so winsome, and it's like, formulated in a laboratory with people who were not me. It's like there's like so much about this that I feel like has been so winsome. It actually reminds me too of like 1984 and like Apple's old ad. There's like a 100%. Number of things going on here that are really well done.
Yeah, that's what I was grabbing for. I was like, I feel like this vibe has been like, there's an essence of this vibe, and that's exactly what that was, that Apple commercial. I love this ad. I love the fact that it's super self-deprecating. Kim is totally down to make fun of herself in this. It reminds me of Ken's ad with Waterboy, where it's like very kind of like it's playful, but it's also self-aware and like understanding of the context in which we're in. So I love this. And I think brands should note those two ads as like, this is how you work with influencers. If you want to know how you work with influencers, it's these two things right here, and then just mirror that out as best you can.
I also think it's just like of note here. Both Kim, obviously incredibly beautiful, gorgeous women, known on the internet for more than that. Yeah. But it's like of note, like the way that they have used like their looks and then been playful with that, and like while also presenting the product, and that's like it's just an interesting thing to navigate that they have done incredibly winsomely here inside of this advertisement. Even like the I think Jamie Gannon was asking like, hey, did AI write this script? I don't know, but I will say I feel like the writing is incredible. She's like, did you know like at one point people used to crash in the middle of the day? That's wild. Like just all of that is like, and it leans into exactly what update is and how it's like a derivative form of caffeine with no crash, etc. I feel like this is like very well done on the copy side in addition to the visuals.
I also think both of those ads, they're anti-AI because of the super high production value and high production quality of both of those ads. So they really stick out in kind of the sea of slop of a ton of different AI ads.
Yeah, the high production value does like really stand out here.
Yeah.
And like in a positive way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep playing here, Producer Jack. I forget where we were, but bring us back. And here.
Right there.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Working is my thing.
When she said, get your ass up and work, this is not what I pictured.
She actually said to get your
Did she even ever pass the bar?
No. I didn't pass the bar. I raised it.
Ah, bars! Bars! Okay, even on
So
this
good.
last piece, it's like making fun of herself. Like, I didn't pass the bar, but I raised the bar. You know, like it's so winsomely done.
Yeah, I don't know how involved Kris Jenner is with the Kardashians, more like managing Kim or the rest of them. I am fully convinced, and I have said this for many years, Stanford needs to run an entire course and class on management by Kris Jenner, because what she has
You
done
think so?
for her kids' careers is bar none exceptional.
It's a fair point. I mean, it's a fair
Yeah.
point. They're all stars, like every
They're
single
all
one.
stars, every single one. So
You,
can't really say that's luck.
you know what I find interesting here too? Oh, if you go to drinkupdate.com, so this whole thing is like taking over the homepage. It's like the header right now. Actually, go to
Nice. Good move.
drinkupdate.com, Jack. Something that's interesting here is that they did not get into the science of update with this. Did you? I mean, did they?
They teased it, and I
They
like the
teased
fact
it.
that they're using like the social proof of this is science backed. And so I'm a huge fan of science backed brands. I think that is a very clear moat in 2026. And I love science backed copy on PDPs. I think this is a huge selling point for this.
It reminds me a little bit. The reason I bring up them not like diving into the science is it reminds me a little bit of Kylie and Meta's ad for the
Yeah.
Ray-Bans. Like that ad was, there was like very few features discussed. It's just like Kylie doing her thing, being Kylie. And you're like, I want that life. I want to wear Metas. You know, she looks cool. I want to look cool. And there's like very little, like, let's dive into the science and why is this better than caffeine? Let me convince you. There's like very little of that, which I find interesting. But you get into it, and like that's like their main argument for why we created this thing is it's a better cup of coffee. You know, caffeine's whack. This thing is better.
What's interesting is they're basically marrying cool, incredible, high quality, like it girl ads with science-backed, incredible, high quality product. It's like a very incredible marriage if you think about it. Like, okay, cool. The vibes come from Kim K. The science comes from the product. Merge both those together, you're unstoppable.
I'd like to try one of these.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Sure, they're around. Paraxanthine.
They're pretty good.
Paraxanthine. That's kind of like hard to say. It's like hard to, you wonder how to say it at first. Paraxanthine.
They're going to run into the branding issue that we were talking about earlier, where it's like, it's an insane name. Like you got to educate that. It's like not good, but I think they're going to get through.
Available at Walmart and Wegmans. I've definitely got Walmarts around here, so I should be able to find some. Anyway, incredible ad by Kim K and the team at Update. I think there's a lot to take away from there. Working with A-list celebrities, influencers, etc., while also introducing like a very, sciencey, potentially, like we talk all about, why we're better than why X is better than Y, and look at the nerdy, like scientific facts behind this. Definitely did not go that way. And I think they still made an incredibly winsome ad. Next here, little read and react action. Matt Epstein has dropped another banger article. I feel like this guy always does this. Okay. And this is Claude and the X API. Jamie Gannon actually wrote about this. She said it feels like a cheat code. I'm planning on publishing a public media kit, she says, very soon, and use it to go through every single one of my followers to get a hyper detailed breakdown of my audience. Very interesting. But in the vein of, don't we all want to go viral? Don't we need to in this era of e-commerce? Yes, we do. We need to get as many cheap eyeballs as we can get. Little earned media action rather than paying Lord Zuckerberg for it instead. I thought we could read through this, make some comments, and get some takeaways for both ourselves and our audience. Is that fair, Colin Dougherty?
Totally. Yeah. I was it's funny enough, I was explaining to my parents yesterday what an API is. They were asking what it is. And so I had to go kind of explain what an API is.
I don't even
And
know that I know what the letters stand for. What do they
I don't know
stand
what the letters stand for, but I kind of explained it like a 5-year-old where I was just like, it's a connector. It connects all the things.
Connects the things. Producer Jack, click on this article and let us read and take heed. Matt Epstein has just to say, one of my clients drove over 3 mil in revenue using a stupidly simple X API plus Claude framework that anyone can implement now. He takes a screenshot of it here below. Tool A, scraping viral tweets. Flare, there's a tool on YouTube called 1 of 10, basically hunts for outlier videos, meaning the videos get way more views than the creator normally gets. Regular channel suddenly pops off because when a small account beats its own average by 10x, something about that video worked. We wanted to make something similar for X where we could find existing viral content using proven formats, increases your chance of going viral. We built an internal tool. Okay, well, this internal tool doesn't sound like I can get access to this one. Is that your takeaway here? Yeah. I was thinking that we could have access to it. I thought this was like something everybody had access to. Maybe is he giving access to it? No, maybe not. We built an internal tool called Flare, which hunts for those through the API. Well, I guess he is giving away the, he's giving away something here in this screenshot, I suppose. Is he?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably at the bottom, there's probably going to be a giveaway at the bottom if you want to scroll all the way down, Jack.
We tell it our topics. Right now, that's AI tech fundraising and D2C brands. Every day it searches X in our topic lane and finds the most viral tweets. We've programmed it to check every post after 1 hour, 6 hours, 1 day, and 3 days. This helps us understand what went mega viral as those ones keep climbing for 3 days. Tool also ranks the posts and reverse engineers the format. This, I think, very interesting. Hook, structure, and length. Fully automated and permissionless, no human interferes. This helped our client post wake up to a feed of formulas that just proved they work. Within a month of posting through this, they noticed a 400% increase in their analytics and a 37% increase in product demos. Now, obviously, not all of us are into product demos, but I find this this is very interesting. I wonder if he would give this away. Is he giving this away down at the bottom or no? If you want the exact breakdown of how each tool can be built. Yeah, he is. He's saying follow, comment, build, and he'll give you a breakdown of how to build it internally for yourself. So he's not like selling access to it, etc. Tool B, virality predictor. We know that there are a lot of tools available in the market for this, but every analytics tool we've tested told us before how our video did after we posted. By that time, it's too late for us. We built something internally. Meta built an AI called Tribe, right? That's trained on brain scans of hundreds of people watching videos. Does it, I mean, I have some question here. Like, is he leveraging Tribe or did he build something instead of Tribe?
I think he built something instead of Tribe leveraging Tribe.
He built something instead of Tribe leveraging Tribe?
This is kind of what I'm picking up from this. I'm trying to decipher it as well. I'm a bit confused, I think, like you are in this.
Can predict how human brain reacts to what sees and hears second by second. Literally models attention at the brain level. We used it to make our virality predictor. Okay, so he used it to make an internal tool. He used Tribe to make his own internal predictor tool. You basically upload your video before posting it. Our AI agent watches it frame by frame, connecting to Tribal and scores every single second. We look for moments that make the user go, aha. So the AI tells us, okay, here's where people lock in. Yeah, that stinks. Don't do that. Here's where they leave. AI then writes up a report, suggests changes. This is a major help in curating viral launch videos. I have been wanting to leverage and use Meta's Tribe for a long time. I remember
totally
sending
unaware
it
of
to our Slack. No, bro, we have talked about it here on the show many times.
I was totally unaware of Meta's Tribe.
No,
totally unaware.
Don't say that. That's not true. We have talked about it here on the show. You don't remember?
Oh, it helps you get refunds from Meta, right?
Stop it.
Just kidding. Those are never coming. Those are never coming.
Those are never coming. Those are
never coming.
But do you don't remember like the brain scan hack thing where it can watch your video and it like predicts how the human watching this is? You don't remember that at all?
Mm-mm.
Tribe V2?
Mm-mm.
Bro, we covered it, and I even sent a message to you afterward. Like, we need to learn how to leverage this thing.
Nice. We should.
Wow. Okay. Moving forward, I can see how important my slacks are after our show here. Tool C analytics tracker. So he's got an analytics tracker as well for how this thing goes afterward. And he says none of this guarantees virality, but nothing does. And supposed to give you a real leg up on doing it. I would like to build this. I'd like some guides on building this for ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't you think this would be winsome for internal, like, social and content teams, for brands, like for all kinds of companies inside of our space on every side of the spectrum?
Yeah. If you're a software company and you're like wondering what you should be doing next, if you're the growth marketer, you should grab this and immediately start building this entire thing out to present to your team at the end of next week.
I am commenting right now, covering this live right now on the show. Build. That's what he wants, right? He wants you to say build. Is that what it is? Build. Okay.
Build, all caps.
Build, all caps. Sent. I am very interested. I'm very interested, Matt Epstein, and kudos for you putting it out. I've been wanting to leverage Meta's Tribe V2 for a long time. So if you can help me do that, I am very interested. Okay, last here. I don't think we even have this on the run of show today, but there was a potential leaked story from Meta here. This is a tweet, is how it got surfaced for me, from Kurt over at the Unofficial Shopify podcast. And he is saying, or he is commenting on a story that came out from Bloomberg that Meta is to release a new platform to rival Shopify.
Crazy. That's actually crazy.
It's actually crazy. Kurt says, good luck. Let us know how it goes. Okay, Barry Hot says, can't tell if this is the best or worst possible time to be doing that. Tom Brown says, hilarious. Where do I short? I listened to their analyst at Bloomberg talk about this, and man, I just don't think the way that they were talking about it, I don't think this is coming from anybody like in our world. It came off as very removed from e-commerce. I mean, I know they're smart people. But it didn't come off as like this is a locked-in operator inside of e-commerce who got wind of what is happening and is making a prediction. Maybe they are. Maybe Meta is trying to release some new platform that would rival Shopify. I would say that would be pretty dumb if they did.
So dumb.
And not worthwhile. Please just fix the ads manager, which continues to go down. And even this week, like, please just fix the ads manager is what I would say. Just focus on that. That'd be awesome.
It's crazy. It's like they have all these like different side quests that they're trying to sprinkle out right now. They're doing a betting market. There's glasses. The ads manager's broken. They're winding down the metaverse. So they have to like figure out all the logistics back end of that at a massive company. Also, as an aside, after going to .dev, I'm never betting against Toby. He's the most locked in guy. He's shipping the most code in his entire life right now, and he's the literal CEO.
Yeah,
I'm not going to bet against that. Like,
no.
I just won't.
Don't do it.
I just feel like, again, if this is true, it's another little side quest that they're going to half bake out. It's not going to work in 3 years, and then they got to wind it all back and be like, sorry.
Yeah. Focus on the ads manager.
Please.
Of course, I'm advocating for my own benefit, but also for everybody else's benefit inside of e-commerce. Everybody's money is going to Meta in vast majority. So please let us focus. And moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Rob Perry, head of growth at LiveFresh Dental, coming inside of this show right now. Before he comes, a word from our sponsors, Rokt After Sale and Trend Check. Bring it to us, Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what's really working right now, not what worked 6 months ago, but what's actually scaling on the market today, Trend Track gives you full access to the marketing playbook of any brand in the world. From every Meta, Google, TikTok ad they run to every email newsletter they send their customers, your direct competitors, the biggest players on the market is all there. All the market data centralized in one place, refreshed every 24 hours. Go to trendtrack.io and get hooked up with them today. Know what's actually working on the internet. Many thanks for Trend Track. You're getting 5,000 orders a month and you can sprinkle in $3 to $4 extra on each one of those without touching your ads. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. That's what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, Groove Life are doing with Rokt After Sale every single day by adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from the cart through the thank you page, and then stacking an extra 30 to 50 cents just by showing offers from Disney Plus, HelloFresh, Venmo, etc. It's high margin revenue straight to your bottom line. You can be live in minutes. Go to aftersale.com/offers. Truly a no-brainer. Many thanks for Rokt After Sale being part of the show. Now, coming inside of this show right now is the one and only Rob Perry, who is growing and scaling very unique product, okay? A clinical, tested, clinically ambitious toothpaste that is going up against some of like the biggest companies in the world, okay? We're talking about the Colgates, etc. All right, finding a way to win on the interwebs, despite those large competitors having a a war chest that probably could power a small country. So we must bring him inside of this show. Welcome to the show, everybody. The one and only Rob Perry, head of growth at LIVFRESH. Get in here, Rob.
Let's go.
Oh, there he is.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. That was a heck of an intro.
Rob, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you making the time to join us.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man. Rob, I would love to start here, bro. How do you sell toothpaste on the internet? Because when I think about toothpaste, bro, I think about like there's like a ton at the grocery store. Which one am I going to choose? I don't know. I'll pick one that's probably not too expensive and promises to whiten my teeth 500%. I can't imagine like this is an easy thing to do, but you are finding a way to do it. Rob, how do you sell toothpaste on the internet?
I'm going to say that the biggest thing here is that people have been sold a very certain way to do things for a long period of time. And it's really coming in and kind of questioning those core beliefs and helping them kind of maybe see that those core beliefs may have been flawed in some way, shape, or form. As I'm sure as the market matures across a wide range of niches, we are finding that maybe the old way isn't the best way. And that's where LIVFRESH is coming in, fill the gap.
Oh, I like that.
Rob, as kind of the head of growth there, you're basically deciding where to allocate dollars across multiple different platforms and budgets, and through acquisition, creative, retention. How are you thinking about kind of placing that limited budget across those channels in 2026?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Just before the show, you guys are kind of talking about the meta issues and the meta bugs and everything in between. Meta is the big driver for us as a business. But we kind of knew coming into this year there's going to be some other channels. Axon, AppLovin. I would say within the last year, retention has become a bigger portion for us as well, just subscription focus. We had been first order profitable for a number of years just through one-time purchases. And then obviously start to see the beauty of compound nature of a solid retention program and subscription program. And so I think as the head of growth, my job is to allocate ad dollars accordingly while focusing on the retention and the subscription program there. I would also say partners like House Analytics has been a big unlock for us this year, understanding the incrementality, not just how Meta is playing a role on the day-to-day, but how is that, impacting Axon? How's that impacting Amazon? What's the halo effect over there? And so we've kind of gone all in on incrementality and understanding that impact so that we know where every dollar should be going at any given moment.
Wow. AppLovin coming up multiple times on the show as a viable channel, as a serious viable channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's not paid or anyway. Like I see guys, they'll be hating in the comments on Twitter talking about, Axon or AppLovin. It really is a channel. It's one that has surprised us, but given our demographic, we have a demographic that is females 35 plus. They'll play a lot of games on their phone, especially the Candy Crushes of the world and all the different puzzle games. And so it makes sense that our product would do well on there, at least capture attention. And we've taken a lot of the same core beliefs that we've had on Meta in terms of marketing the product and bringing that over to AppLovin. The beauty of it is they're kind of stuck watching the ad for a given period of time. So we have an opportunity to tell them a little bit more about the impact of things rather than trying to capture their attention, within the first 3-4 seconds of scrolling.
Love that.
Okay. Talk to me about this, because I have found a similar on AppLovin. My first foray into the CPG world was actually last year, and we were struggling. We were struggling on Meta, especially Q4. Man, the bottom fell out from underneath us. We were doing everything that we could to get the numbers to where the math would work again, and getting over on AppLovin was huge for us. I like that 35-second, etc., average watch time, etc. It gives you more time. It gives you more time to talk, to ask questions and things like
Absolutely.
this. Doubling down on this, like, question core beliefs, Rob, tell me about this. Like, what are you like walking people through? We talk about, like, what are you brushing your teeth with? Like, how do you help them start to question themselves and think about, like, oh, I never thought about that. What's that look like?
Yeah, the thing that makes us very different is we're a gel. We are not your standard like toothpaste in a sense, and we don't have your traditional like SLS or your detergents. We don't have your traditional abrasives. We don't have nanohydroxyapatite, and we also, for the longest period of time, have not had fluoride in our product as well. And so that in and of itself makes people go, well, then what do you have? So we use a molecule called activated adathamyl in our product, and we are a very chemistry scientifically backed program and organization. That is kind of where the moat of the brand kind of lies, backed by 40 plus clinical research studies at US-based universities, which for anybody who knows anything about that, those are very expensive to run. But we just we put our money where our mouth is. We let the science kind of talk. And so coming back to your original question, that it's really pushing into the idea of like, hey, everything you believed around that SLS, everything you believed around those detergents, everything you believed around those abrasives scrubbing plaque off your teeth, you don't need them. You can actually use this new formula that we put together, that we have the scientific backing of, the patents backing of, to accomplish this, and so much so at 250% better than anybody else on the market.
That's pretty juicy. That's pretty juicy. So you start saying, here's what we don't have. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you got in there?
Absolutely.
And you've got this juicy percentage. It's like 250% better, et cetera. It's like, okay, well, I'm open. Like, tell me more. That's interesting.
Where it really comes from is actually the dental industry and the dentist community, or the hygienist community, where we go to a lot of different conferences. We've gone to 4 this year. And so we'll sit on the floor with actual dentists and hygienists and talk to them about the product, because they themselves are naturally skeptical, because they have been taught a certain thing for a long period of time. And so where this comes from is I start with that. I say, hey, this is what we don't have, but here's what we now do have. And I kind of walk them through this storyline of, this is your core belief. This is what you think you need, but what if I told you didn't, and I could prove it? And then I, give them product, we give them samples. And I just got an email last night from a hygienist that we just met, where it was like, absolutely love the product, already started recommending it to patients. And like, there's just no more validation needed than that.
So Rob, are you, like, when you're there on the floor, are you like making ads with this? You got a camera out? I mean, that would be compelling if you did.
Yeah, we have to be careful on how we like do this in real time, just given the nature of the industry, because it is more in the kind of healthcare space.
Yeah.
What we do though is we do work with a series of hygienists and dentists, and then we have them kind of work with us on creating ads, and we get them to buy into the product first. And we have a dental advisory board, which makes us very different. Is that advisory board just kind of helps us kind of formulate products and bring new products to market. And so we're very different than just like having like people on staff. Like, we have outside advisory, which is very impactful as well. And so we kind of use them for a lot of the ads. We just this last week launched our ambassador program, which will be largely focused on the dental community and stuff. And so, and what I keep telling them is like, look, I can sell a product to a consumer. Like I can get a consumer to buy in, and I can even get them to come back. Where the real issue for us kind of lies is if they take that product and go to their dentist or they go to their hygienist and they say, hey, look, like, I don't know what you're doing, but don't change it. What are you using? And I go, oh, we're using LIVFRESH. And they go, I don't know about that. I don't know anything about it. I don't recommend it. So to me, we have it's our obligation to kind of bring this core philosophy to the industry. So we're kind of not only bringing consumers to things, but that the dental community's actually heard about us and can, kind of go to bat for us in the chair.
Wow.
Rob, it is so clear just from talking with you right now that you are so dialed in as a growth marketer, and like everything that you understand about the brand from a science backing, I love so much. When you're thinking about kind of growth moving forward as a cracked growth marketer that you are, what kind of growth marketing tactics are you would say overhyped right now in the D2C community? And then are there any where you are like, this is a total underrated gem and basically no D2C people are doing it right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the thing that I'm most excited about kind of moving forward for us is like, again, we have been largely D2C driven through our existence. We've let the consumers really be the people to drive the product and the growth. To me, the biggest opportunity is actually bringing the professional side into the mix, because I think that is the thing that unlocks this. That's the thing I'm probably most excited about. So we will continue to seed the product, get the product in the hands of the consumer, but we also need to do that on the professional side. Otherwise, we can't really validate this. We'll be a good D2C company, but to really take this and have this go far and wide, we're going to need the backing of the dental community. So that's the thing I'm most excited about. We continue to bring studies to the market and, kind of prove out we are who we say we are. We're bringing more products. We're launching a kids product here in the coming month, which I'm excited about. So yeah, I'll be very stoked about that one. I think in terms of something that I think nobody's doing, I think the thing that I don't see a lot of people talking about is the retention side of things, specifically within like a cancellation flow. Because I myself come from the Facebook ads world, the direct response world.
Sure.
As I've stepped into this role here over the last 9 months, the biggest thing for me has been understanding the retention system. Because again, we haven't been subscription focused really outside of the last year. And once we started seeing churn rate kind of climb, it was like, hey, wait a minute, we can impact this, but in a lot of different ways. And so I think the cancel flow side of things is something I don't see a lot of people talk about. The ability to put videos in cancel flows. Why not have a founder video for us? Why not have a dental professional talking to people in that cancellation flow? Because we know why they're canceling. They're giving us the reason why they're canceling. Why not go combat that with a video or a dental professional saying, hey, look, we know you're not seeing the results that you're seeing yet, but over the next 60 days, this is what you can expect. And here's why the longer time horizon on this makes a lot of sense. If you want to stay on, here's an offer, or I suggest that you stay on. And even if they do still go cancel, you throw an offer their way or something like that. But the fact that they're giving you the reason that they want to leave the brand, you have the ability to kind of get in front of them through those videos and really drive home this, like, give it a chance, really give it a chance.
Rob with the sauce. Rob with the sauce.
I find that very interesting. And I will say, too little talked about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, subscription, essentially, it's like, it seems to be becoming like the whole of consumer, it's like building a subscription brand that can have predictable LTV, et cetera, that, hopefully one of the big boys wants to buy someday. Like, why isn't there more talk about the cancellation flow? I find this fascinating. Tell me this. I know too, Rob. I think you are an after-sale user, I believe.
We are. Absolutely.
Tell me, like, as you've thought about like subscription and just like juicing, like getting more monies as people get across the finish line, like what has that looked like for you? Upsells, downsells, et cetera.
Yeah, for us being an oral care brand, we have the dental gel. We also have whitening strips, and we also have a mouthwash. And so completing the oral care routine, utilizing after-sale has been a big unlock for us. Something that I did not predict this year was how successful our mouthwash has become for us. We've got it up there in the shelf behind
me. There we go.
that has been something where it's like when you can tell the consumer, like, hey, you just made a really good choice. You just impacted your oral health in a very positive way. Why not supercharge it with, you probably use a mouthwash already. Here's why our mouthwash is different. Here's a great place to show this to you. It's a one-click purchase upsell. And we've seen really good AOV increases from there.
Okay, so tell me about the mouthwash. Just nerd out with me a little bit, because I have heard
how much time we got.
I've heard bad things about mouthwash recently. It's like, oh, you kill all the stuff in your mouth. It's like not good, Like, you gotta like, what's the sauce with LIVFRESH and the mouthwash?
Yeah, without like really digging into like the chemistry behind things, the difference in our mouthwash is like the typical mouthwash, I'm not going to name any brands, they use 26% alcohol in their mouthwash, and that will come in and really kind of kill everything in the mouth and everything in its path. And so what we have is 0.1% alcohol, and the only reason that we have that 0.1% is it helps us deliver, and it binds to our main molecule in our formula, or in our ingredients list there, and it helps it kind of deliver it to the places that brushing just can't typically get. A lot of stuff you'll see in the dental community is like having floss where they'll put like fluoride in the floss, so they put like a nanohydroxyapatite in the floss. Just because that gets it between the teeth. Our mouthwash kind of helps us deliver the main benefits in the exact same way. And so, you could, yes, there is there can be a negative side. It's not, some people really need it still. They still need kind of that burn. And even some of the feedback we get is like, oh, it doesn't burn enough. My eyes need
to burn.
Yeah, my eyes need the water at night. And you're like, well, hold on, let's talk about that for a second.
That's fascinating.
There's a lot of chemistry that goes in behind that, but that's the main difference between us is like you get our proprietary formula that is in our dental gel delivered in a mouthwash that helps it get between all the areas that you traditionally can't reach.
Yeah. And why not make that a one clicker? It's like,
of course.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Now, just
even vice versa.
Like, get the whole shebang.
Even vice versa too. If you come in through the mouthwash on our mouthwash ads and you buy the mouthwash, the next thing I need to show you is our dental gel, because you need to complete your routine.
Totally.
And that is the benefit of the brand and of the product line, is that it is so routine driven that it isn't me just trying to sell you just something more of what you just bought, even though that's a best practice. It's also kind of pushing this idea of like, if you don't supercharge this, you're missing out on something, or potentially missing out on something. And that's a big lever in the D2C space, as you guys are aware.
This will be interesting too, Rob, as you guys roll out this kids piece. It's like maybe mom or dad comes in for them, and it's like, hey, well, like, you supercharge, or hey, you're doing great, why not supercharge you? Also, don't your kids deserve the love? Like that could be very compelling. I see that.
Yeah, we're very excited for that. We like I've got a 3-year-old. She uses our mild peppermint flavor. It's got no dye. There's no detergent in it in any way, shape, or form. There's safe ingredients in it, so if she swallows it, it's not going to hurt her. Which is just it's a big thing for me specifically. And actually, at the time, we were utilizing Tom's toothpaste when Tom's toothpaste came out with their lead studies most recently. And so that's, without disclosing too much there, ours is safer than that. So I'm very excited for it. Awesome. And the flavors are going to get better. We're peppermint and wintergreen driven right now. You're going to see bubblegum with a hint of like a fruity splash coming. You're going to see creamsicle coming.
Creamsicle.
Let's go. Let's go.
That sounds juicy.
When is the Olipop collaboration coming? I mean, let's rock and roll.
Right. Hey,
let's get this going.
That's a great idea. I'm gonna write that one down.
We got you.
There
I'll just take 5%.
Absolutely.
Just take 5%.
Solid referral.
There we go.
That's hilarious, man. Wow. Well, I mean, so like, what's exciting? What's exciting coming up the rest of 2026? I know we got the kids piece, man. We got the new flavors and such.
Yeah,
man. Do you think like, what do you think the big boys? I mean, do the big boys, do they see you? Are they aware of you? Are they gonna like try and develop their own kind of line? Do you think they're just like so baked in that they're, it's like, oh, this challenger guy, I don't know what to do about him yet. What do you think about that?
Again, without disclosing too much, they are very aware of us. The one thing that really defensible moat, we have 40 global recognized patents around the formulation. Yeah. So it isn't as easy for them to come in and just do what we're doing. And so that in and of itself kind of, helps separate us. I think because the industry for so long has thought of it in such a certain way, we have kind of come in from a chemistry format and said, no, this can actually be done differently and better, which is tough, right? But we're definitely on some radars. With that as well, I would say probably for the rest of 2026, I mean, we are going to go hard on product seeding, product expansion, both in the consumer side and the professional side. Really aim to kind of grow that ambassador program. Continue to invest in content, continue to invest in platforms, continue to expand, because we do want to be everywhere. We do want to be a household product. So I think, we've been really big on CRO this year. So CRO and leveraging AI in the CRO process has been big for us. We're going to continue to lean into that and continue to offer different ways for people to buy the product through such as like a build your own bundle features and stuff like that. So there's a lot coming down the pipeline. I think we actually have 9 new SKUs coming between now and the end of the year. So we're going to be expanding pretty quick.
Shipping.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. Colin, I think you can back me up on this. Most of us in ecom were very behind the keyboard type people.
Yes. Totally.
I would say very few heads of growth that are out there wheeling and dealing, shaking hands with dental professionals and, working that. Hey, let me show you why. I mean, very few inside our space who are doing that.
Yes.
And really speaks to you as an operator. Rob, tell me this. Where can people find you, follow you, be in touch with what you're doing, in addition to where can they get, the best toothpaste perhaps on the interwebs?
I mean,
the whole list.
Yeah, you can get the toothpaste at GetLivFresh.com, or the dental gel at GetLivFresh.com. You can get us on Amazon. And then in terms of finding me, I have not been terribly big on socials, but you can find me on Twitter. I definitely take a lot of sauce from Twitter because there's just so many good people in the space on Twitter. I always tell people, like, don't scroll Twitter at like 11 before you're about to go to bed, because now all of a sudden you're gonna have 4 new initiatives that you're gonna try and do the next day because somebody says there's new sauce, So, but yeah, Twitter is probably where I'm most active.
What's your at, Rob? I don't think I could find you. I don't think I found you. What's your at on Twitter?
It's at Rob Perry, and then with a little underscore at the end because somebody took the original Rob Perry. I gotta find him.
Underscore. I found you. Oh, I've got you now. I found you. Awesome, brother. Hey, we appreciate you making the time to join us and dropping the sauce.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody should go follow Rob on X and get some of his incredible tooth gel.
That's right.
That he is helping grow and scale on the internet. We appreciate you making the time to join us, brother. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
On that, I'm so unbelievably bullish on just science-backed brands in 2026. I just think it is fully the moat right now. And if like you can't see that, I just don't know what else to tell you. Like that combined with subscription, that brand is going to be 12 times that size this time next year. And it's like so strikingly obvious, Yeah.
They've already sold over 1 million tubes. And, like, how fast is that number going to grow? Quite fast.
9 new SKUs.
9 new SKUs. And I'll say this, we've seen from Udarians, Ecom Fuel reports, etc., that having a proprietary product, very important in growing a D2C brand today. If you can have it, then it's going to behoove you to do so. And the fact that they've got all these patents around this is very encouraging and makes me interested. I definitely want my oral health to go up and to the right, as well as my children as well.
Absolutely.
Appreciate Rob joining the show and dropping the sauce on us. Coming up, a few great finds upon the interwebs before Alex Song, founder and CEO of Proxima, joins us. A word from our sponsors, Sati and Rich Panel along the way. Play it, producer Jack. Your CX team is buried in repeat tickets that are costing you money. Rich Panel is the AI help desk that fixes this massive headache and automates 70 to 80% of your interactions. You're only responsible for the exceptions. Your team of Rich Panel AI agents has got you on the rest end to end. If you're paying humans $2 to $10 per ticket, you need to see what 30 cents feels like. Ridge did this, cut their cost per ticket by 70%, save $500,000, and 50% autonomous resolution in 30 days guaranteed, or your money back. Go to richpanel.com, book your demo today. Many thanks for Rich Panel being part of the show. Your affiliate program, it looks fine on paper. Commissions going out, sales coming in, but the industry is built on last click attribution. It's an oversimplification of affiliates as a channel. Sati is the first affiliate platform built on multi-touch attribution, cookieless, Shopify native, services who introduced your customer, who nurtured them along the way, and who closed the sale. So you're no longer just looking at a flat list of commission payouts. You have a map of how your affiliate channel moves people through the buying decision. Go to mysati.io/champion/ecom-cowboy. Get 20% off your plan. Many thanks for Sati. Time for some great finds, ladies and gentlemen, on this glorious Friday, summer Friday, heading into the weekend. She comes up on this show quite a bit because she is doing interesting things inside of our space. This is the one and only Kaya Rhodes of Anatar. What is she doing? Well, she's going to put flags on the moon. But before we get there, I've actually got a slew of updates from her. This first one today, discussing American textiles with the Department of Interior. Kind of a baller flex. Gosh, how many of us have had a meeting with the Department of the Interior?
Also, look at that
baller flex.
What a great silhouette of that buffalo. Is that a bison or a buffalo?
They're the same thing.
Are they the same thing?
Bison and buffalo are the same.
Well,
I'm willing to wager my reputation on that.
Really?
I'm not, but I think they're the same. I think they're the same.
Awesome floor piece for that. That just looks so cool. I mean, it looks unbelievable.
Kaya Rhodes meeting with the Department of the Interior today. Also, I just caught this hither and thither, just as I'm scrolling. Okay, she's retweeting here. She went to San Francisco recently, and she's retweeting. I believe she went to San Francisco. And this person was commenting, "Hey, if you come to San Francisco, then probably you're raising money." And Kai says, "Yes, she is raising money, $20 million. We're a textile robotics company transforming soft goods manufacturing." My question is how is this not already raised, totally fully raised and capped out? You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Who wouldn't hand this woman who is reindustrializing America with robotics, bringing textiles back, grown here, sewn here, etc. Why wouldn't that already be rounded up? Methinks this thing should already be done if it's not.
Yeah, I think it's more so on Kaya's probably just quietly raising, where it's I really want the check to matter and who it's coming from. And I'm going to be very intentional about this. I think they're in a position where they don't have to take anybody's money. They are going to be very selective about the partners that they take capital from. And if you want to give a couple bucks to Kaya and be goated, it's right there.
Yeah, building the future of America and apparel and textiles. Also of note, Anatar is going to produce the next American flag planted on the lunar surface. Kind of crazy.
So sick. You know that moment when you see your brand with some other person and you're like, that's so cool. And then you see it with a person you don't know and you're like, wow, that's really cool. And then you have the moment of oh my gosh, that's my brand in another country. That's crazy. This is, oh my gosh, my brand has literally left the planet and it's on the moon.
Putting stuff on the moon.
Crazy. There are very few founders that can say that.
It's such a baller statement, to be honest.
It's like a meeting with VCs, and they're like, "Where can we find your products?" And have you seen the moon recently? You ever check that out up there? We got some stuff on that if you want to check it out.
Anatar will be producing the next American flag produced to land and stand upon the lunar surface. Congrats to Kaya and Anatar and the team. Also, I think we've like we've seen some of the sauce like coming from Anatar that we cannot show or talk
Gasoline.
about. Correct.
Correct. We cannot talk about it or details, but it is pure fire gasoline.
It's absolute gas.
Yeah.
And gosh, you should make a friend and find your way in if she is still raising some money.
Yeah.
That's going to be an exclusive list. That's a part of that one. I'll say that. Okay. I'll say that.
It's like Travis
Kalanick.
Kalanick's. It's like Travis Kalanick raising for Adams right now. And it's like the homies. If you're a homie, we can find you a slot. If you're not a homie, you should talk to one of my homies.
You should talk to one of the homies. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Or I think Kaya likes country music. Like you should try and like find her. You should just like, figure out what concert she's going to be at. And then just like, make a friend.
You should gift her Ella Langley tickets is what you should do.
That's what you should do. Why not gift her Ella Langley tickets, like a box and a backstage pass, hanging out with Ella Langley afterward. That'd probably be some of the best ROI ever spent.
Yeah. She'll have a meeting with you if you do that.
Man, I would hope so.
There you go.
So. Yeah, Ella Langley, by the way, I believe her song "Choosing Texas" is still #1, and it's like about to become like #1, like the longest record ever. I think.
I was about to send you a clip on Twitter. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it and send it to you. But somebody used the "Choosing Texas" song and made an edit of George Bush, and it's awesome.
I was gonna send it to you.
Oh, you found it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was gonna send that to you. It's art.
It's absolute art.
Yeah, it's great.
Moving forward here, maybe we've only got time for one more. We've got Jensen posted, and Albertsons also has some micro dramas. Which one do you want to cover?
Jensen's the story of
Jensen
right now.
Jensen actually posted. So this is historic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Jensen, founder, CEO at NVIDIA, has never actually posted himself on X before.
Crazy.
Which he did. He did post.
Also, crazy bullish for the platform, by the way.
Right? Where else was Jensen going to go and post?
Facebook? Meh.
Not on Threads.
Nope.
I'll say. Not on Threads. But he did post on X. He said, "For my first post, I'm sharing a letter at NVIDIA signed on why open models matter. AI will transform every industry, power every company, and be built by every country. Open models strengthen safety and cybersecurity, accelerate innovation and diffusion, and enable sovereignty. The world needs both frontier closed models and frontier open models." I have not read this. So I don't have any original thoughts on it other than it's awesome. Jensen posted, and I want to read it later. Your thoughts on this, sir?
I mean, I would say more so I would look at this from a macro perspective. Like X/Twitter is now the hub for breakthroughs and tech announcements. Like if you want to be at the cutting edge of what is going on within our space, what is going on within CPG, what is going on within tech, and you need to know by the day, by the minute, by the hour, because it affects your job at that level, X is the place. Like it is very clear that this is shaped out to that. Kudos to Elon for honestly pushing that in that direction and reshaping X entirely.
And I will say, like, for everything that we're doing in D2C, consumer, e-com, like, is it tech? Yeah, kind of. It's at least tech adjacent. Everything that we do in consumer is supported by and enabled by tech. So I always like to describe it as tech adjacent. That's why it's important to know what is happening in the tech world, because everything that we do in e-com is enabled by those technological developments. That's why, what's happening inside of Meta is important. That's why what the frontier models are enabling and where they are going is important, because it affects the work of hands-on keyboard operators inside of our space. All of that very important in what we are doing in e-commerce. Producer Jack, do we have time for one more story, or is Alex with us now? Is he with us here and now? Found not yet. We've
Not
got
yet.
time. One more. Albertson's micro dramas. Oh, he is here. He is here.
Just
We
got
should.
here. Oh, great
Okay, he's
timing.
here now. He is here now. Albertson's micro dramas can wait. They can wait and they shall wait. Why? Because the one and only Alex Song, founder and CEO of Proxima, is with us in the here and now. Before he comes, a word from our sponsors over at Ty and Proxima. Play it, producer Jack. Give it to us. Your email provider and your tech stack probably only recognizes about a third of your returning shoppers. Everyone else, they're browsing anonymously, and your flows, they're just sit idle. Ty identifies up to 70% of your total site traffic and pushes those shoppers into the flows that you already run. Caraway, as an example, uses Ty's predict scoring to lift opens by 40%, clicks by 30%, while sending 20% fewer emails. Go book a walkthrough. Go to meetty.com/cowboy. When you do, tell them that Colin and I sent you today. Many thanks for Ty being part of the show. Knows what ad you need to make next. You just can't read it yet. Most brands and marketers brief from instinct. Okay, what's our best performing ad? Let's change a little bit. Proxima changes the input here. Reads your conversions against real shoppers across 2,000 plus e-commerce brands. Shows you exactly who's buying, what else they respond to, and where your account has gaps. You just wire up Meta, wire up Shopify. Proxima begins to map every conversion back to a real buyer segment inside the commerce graph. And no longer are you briefing from a blank page. You get a feed of creative briefs. First 3 briefs are going to be free for you every single month. Go to Proxima.ai. Stop the slop. Many thanks for Proxima being part of.
Wow.
Coming inside of the show right now is the one and only Alex Song, founder and CEO of Proxima. Just a little bit of lore here on Alex. Okay. Was an investor, Goldman Sachs, Pershing Square. Okay. Founder of innovation department. Methinks he knows just a few things about CPG. Okay. He has been a D2C founder, I believe 3 times himself. Okay. Now over at Proxima, they are turning billions of annual social commerce transactions from 70 million verified shoppers, okay, into audience targeting and predictive purchase measurement across all our favorite ad platforms. We must bring him inside of the show. Everybody, welcome the one and only Alex Song, founder of Proxima. Get in here, Alex. Get
Let's
inside
go.
this show.
Hey guys,
Alex,
how we doing?
Man, we're doing even better now that you're here, brother. We appreciate you making the time to join us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alex,
You guys
tell
got
us.
a great show. I've been watching for quite some time, and it's really a pleasure.
Well, we're
Amazing.
glad. We're
Thank
glad
you.
that you're here to close out the week, Alex. Alex, I would love just a little perspective from you when you got Proxima going. And what was the gap? What was the problem that you saw inside of consumer, D2C, CPG, all of the things that you saw, like there needs to be a fit for this? Like what was going on internally that motivated you? Proxima has to exist. We've got to roll this out and serve the ecosystem in this way.
Yeah, great question. It started when I was actually a brand founder. So you were kind to say I started 3. 3 still exist. The other 3 are no longer out there. So actually, we had 6 different brands we built. 3 no longer have websites, so we don't talk about them. But what I saw across these 6 businesses was when I could see a customer journey through more than one, I knew so much more about them, their preferences, their buying habits, their shopping behavior. And my idea was very simple. I was like, could we get smarter by bringing in more signal from more brands and really collaboratively support each other in being smarter about our customers as a whole? So it started as a partnership network. We built a partnership network where we could work with other brands, cross promote. I post you on social, you do the same for me. And it was meant to be a very equitable relationship. And it didn't cost as much money as pouring hundreds of thousands of dollars into Meta or Google or whatever it is. It was partnership, right? And it was again, your following that you already had. So you were able to monetize an existing asset in trade for someone's new customers to be acquired. We did that over and over again. And then suddenly this platform became thousands of e-commerce businesses all working together. And the real unlock wasn't even something I realized. It was something that I think Mr. Tim Cook forced upon us, which was iOS 14.1.
Right.
Yes.
They made that change. all of our customer acquisition, all of those things that we were doing to try to create growth efficiency, it all went out the window, right? And I think in that moment, we were able to then generate a lot of the signal, rebuild that signal using all of the intelligence that we had gathered over the years of running this partnership network. And that's when Proximo was really birthed.
Wow.
That's absolutely incredible. I mean, could you talk a little bit about where you're seeing a lot of waste within the D2C brands right now, like waste among signal, basically?
Sure. Look, there is still so much spend on Meta that is incredibly inefficient. And the unfortunate truth is, we have to play the game. We have to generate a lot of creative, constantly launch new iterations. It gets really hard to maintain that rate. You're on this hamster wheel. But the truth is, you have to do it because they've rebuilt their entire targeting architecture based on the creative that you're putting out there, right? They call it Andromeda. So you're now forced to generate ads to target the right people, the right customers. Also, as we know, back when we were, a bit younger and we were watching linear TV with commercials in between the show, the moment you see the same commercial a few times, you change the channel.
Yeah, you do.
So now what we have to do is constantly, as marketers, launch new commercials, advertisements over and over and over. And just imagine how wasteful that is, right? All the production goes into that, all the creative that, only gets spent a little bit of money and then doesn't perform and is thrown out the window. I think that's an unfortunate part of the waste. And that's also happening on TikTok. In a different way, right? It's more creator generated versus some of the more finished production things that we see on Meta. And I believe that's just the state of where we are, because these apps are also entertainment channels. They're competing for your attention. So you need to have an endless amount of creative production. And that's actually one of the reasons we created Proxima's creative engine, in that it makes it so much easier to come up with creative ideas, strategic briefs that build assets to target the specific customers that we, using our buyer intelligence, know that you have some of, but you don't have enough of, right? Yeah. And that's unlock. If you're going to spend the time to make all these creative assets and advertisements, at least build ones that we know are going to target the right people, the highest value customers for you.
So this to me, Alex, you're hitting on a ton of things that I feel they're very real pain points inside of the hands-on keyboard operator marketer's daily life. The unending necessary volume of creative that, let's be honest, when you're in the seat, a lot of times just comes down to like, what is inside my brain right now that I can throw at the wall because I need more. And tomorrow I'm going to need more again. And then, like honestly, coming out of iOS 14, like feeling like a lack of data that I used to have that I don't have, that now I wish I could recapture. And it feels like you have created a very real product that brings more signal than I had before, like based in real buying behaviors. And you're also leveraging intelligence in a way that makes my job as a marketer easier. I don't want to start from a blank page. Like if you can help me get rolling with a feed of briefs, give me some prompts that I can roll with that are honestly, they're from a customer profile I wasn't even really thinking about. Like that is that's like juice. That's real sauce inside of the daily operator's life. Like I'd love it if you would just like talk about like stitching all that together, I mean, especially like commerce graph, etc. Like this is real opportunity for people who are doing this thing every day.
100%. And I love the curiosity that you have around it. We started by first being a partnership network, but when we realized, okay, we have a lot of purchase signal, we had to get more organized. One of the things today, if you're going to be an AI business, you must have structured data. If your data is not clean, you can't leverage AI. It's just as simple as that. But if you have really clean data, you can actually do some remarkable things. So what we started to do is we took this $60 billion of transactional volume, and we actually started to get it very cleanly structured so that we could build out the commerce signal and now have it as a productized data unit, which we call the commerce graph. That commerce graph has now almost 100 million US-based shoppers that we've seen transact over time. So we know a good understanding of styles, tastes, preferences, buyer behavior, and as well as affluence and likelihood to buy certain products. We make that buyer intelligence available to our customers, our e-commerce marketers primarily, and we show them, hey, look, here are segments that exist in your customer database, but they're actually not being targeted properly. You're leaving money on the table, you're leaving profitability on the table. So we then target them in two ways. Creative strategy, producing ads that actually speak to them and therefore will be shown to them. And then good old audiences, right? Audiences that have been working since 2010, in different shapes and different forms. But we know, hey, this buyer's who you want to get to. Great. Here's a lookalike audience that targets specifically those types of buyers. And we can do that at scale. And I think that's one of the big unlocks that we've had for our e-commerce customers.
Come on. Love
Alex.
that.
Alex, you do one of my favorite things, which is you guys are making decisions that is backed by data. I'm a huge data nerd. I love all things data. I'm a big fan of it. Chris knows this, and I'm a huge fan. What are you seeing from a data perspective on what's working from a creative format? Because I would imagine you guys are ingesting just a treasure trove amount of data, and you're starting to see some outliers of this is a great creative format that brands should honestly test with if they haven't yet.
What's interesting is it actually is constantly changing. And the reason why it's constantly changing is because people get bored and they see the same structure. Like, know, it's unfortunate, right? Like where we got here, let's rewind for a moment before AI took over a lot of the creative generation process. People would basically spy on each other's ads in the Facebook ad library or on Foreplay. And then they'd be like, oh, look, so-and-so brand that I admire just launched this thing, and I'm going to do my own riff on it, right? That literally is like how people would like try to target each other or at least try to create new ads. To the point where I know, I won't say all the names, but a lot of our brand founders and operators, they started leaving really shitty ads on for like maybe $50.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Stop. Is that? I mean, this is real, Alex.
It's 100% true, and just so that the competition would be like kind of wasting their time on these ads. And the thing is, in these ad libraries in Foreplay, you only have longevity. You don't know the details around like how it's actually performing, right? So what's unique about us is like, because we're connected to actual ad accounts, we never show anyone at someone else's ad account with like literally very clear wall of privacy and ensuring that that trust is never broken. But we can then see, okay, here are trends of what's actually working this week, this month. And it's always evolving, right? Because what's happening with content creators, as well as them leveraging AI models, their rate of production is so amplified that it's like you're constantly seeing these new concepts, right? And, you know, at the very, very foundational basis, it's all the same idea of here's a problem, here's a hook of how you can solve it. Trust us, we can do it better. Like every ad in the world is some version of that, right? What I actually think on the data side, I mean, I love data just like you do. But one of the things I realize is with the power of AI and the ability to spin up an endless amount of dashboards, we are now being data overwhelmed. And it's actually making it harder for us to make the right decisions with the right data because our access to data is just so immense. One of our brands, Finn, it's a pet brand, pet wellness for your dog. our leader there named Randall literally was just telling me how he's inundated with all these dashboards. He has like this incredible AI whiz that he's now hired on, but he just gets dashboard after dashboard. And he's just like looking around, starting to feel like this is all too much. It's too much data. So how do we get to the baseline of that? You got to stay really focused, really disciplined, get your core metrics. And ultimately, I think that leads to better creative production. If you follow the core North Star metrics that drive your business value and performance, and don't get too sidetracked on all the rest of the data that's more easily accessible than ever.
Alex, just in passing there, it just slipped right in there. Bro, Finn is yours, Alex? Finn.
I'm very fortunate to be a co-founder there.
That is incredible, bro. This is incredible. Okay, something to note here. And actually, this came up earlier in the show, Alex. Yeah. When somebody begins to opine on what is happening in D2C, e-commerce, blah, blah, blah. Actually, it was about the story that came out from Bloomberg today about Meta perhaps creating a Shopify competitor, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, when somebody begins to opine, if you're in it, like if you're in our industry, you can tell very quickly, like if people, if they're in it also, or if they are not. Alex, bro, the more you talk, the more it becomes very clear that you've been living and breathing consumer D2C like for years and years. Like Alex, like brother, more people need to be listening to you. I say this to say, because like, man, this is our first time to interact, and like just like passing by here, bro. You're a co-founder over at Finn, like Alex, and now you've got Proxima that has been rolling here for 4+ years. Like Alex, like more people need to be listening to you, brother.
I really appreciate you saying that, and I think that I attribute a meaningful amount of our success out the gate in that, like, look, e-commerce is a small, close-knit group of awesome operators, but they smell the bullshit very quickly because they're all very, very intelligent and skilled. And I think the fact that I went through their pain points, right? The fact that I built multiple companies, had half of them fail, fortunately had 2 exits of the 6. I can speak to a lot of these things, and I watched the show, and I know you guys have a lot of different technology founders that come in. And the truth is, not all of them have gone through the pain points of fulfilling packages and putting shipping labels on and like all that. And I did that early on in 2015 when we first started doing this. So, when you have that shared pain, that history of like knowing what it really takes, you build differently. You build in a way that you really are looking for your customers' best interests and best outcomes. And that is because it was my pain that I was solving for. And I think that's made its way through the DNA of our organization, has been a huge part of our success.
Alex, I also think it's absolutely crazy that you come from basically the banking world, and
Can we just say that? Can we say that, Alex?
One of the best firms in the entire world, Pershing Square. Is there anything you brought over from Bill into e-commerce where I think that's such an unfair advantage? I come where I dipped my toes in basically private equity for a sec, and then I came over into e-commerce, and I think it's such a unique perspective you give.
But what I really saw that I think I took in, he's incredibly sharp, and I think he was making very big, bold decisions with limited information at a level that at the time, like, again, we were investing hundreds of millions of dollars in these positions. It felt crazy. It felt very like, I feel like you guys are somewhat poker guys for whatever reason.
You're right, Alex.
And sometimes you play someone that just doesn't give a shit about how big the pot is and is willing to just stick to the math or the probability or the read, and they outperform over time, right? And I think that was something that I carried into the early stage world, because I have to accept now 60% of the information I hope to have is like an A+ in terms of information, because you're making these early stage bets. Your only real advantage is that you can move faster than the big guys. So if you take too long making these decisions, you're basically throwing away your unfair advantage. So getting more comfortable doing the hard work, the decision making on limited information, I think was a big unlock. The other thing I actually, not exactly what you asked, but the flip side of it is the thing I had to get rid of from that time was I had to get used to being wrong. You know, you come from the finance world and it's like, if you're wrong, the client calls you out, like you're screwed, right? Your team is like shitting on you. You're done, right? It's very bad. These big bets from sideways. But because of the speed at which we're compounding our decisions at early stage, you have to be willing to be wrong, and it's okay. As long as you can move quickly and those decisions are not irreversible decisions, you will find success by compounding that over time. And that's, again, speed and agility, your best advantage as an early stage company. So it's those two things. Be fearless in the face of not having all the information you would hope to have. And then also, don't get stuck on being wrong. It's okay. I tell my team all the time, I can be wrong as much as you want. Only 2 rules. Don't get me canceled. Don't send me to jail. That's it. I don't care otherwise.
That's right.
Those are my only 2 rules.
Those are good rules.
Don't get me canceled. Don't get me in jail. Okay, Alex, I feel like, bro, more people need to be like
100%.
listening to Alex. Alex, I feel like I don't know why it's taken me like this long, like for us to talk and to have this conversation. Okay, let me ask this. Don't tell me where you live, but we're gonna be in the New York area. I don't know if you're still New York-ish, etc. Maybe, perhaps. Okay.
I am.
We're gonna be in New York in October. This literally just happened this week, and there's a number of. I think this would be like interesting. Involved. I think it'd be interesting, specifically because of what you're doing with Proxima. There's a number of basically like luxury execs that are getting together in New York. I've only been in New York twice, Alex. Okay. So, I come from Central Texas is where I come from, but don't you think that Alex should be with us at this thing? I feel like Alex, I feel like this would be like like you would just, these are like the waters you swim in, and it's like applied AI to this like unique, like high AOV luxury world. It's actually, we made this connection through Vanessa over at Allure Commerce. It was just on the show when we were out at .dev a couple of days ago. I feel like this would be an awesome experience to have Alex there as well. Do you agree, Colin? I think so.
Absolutely.
Alex, would you, I mean, not to put you on the spot, 100%. But.
No, I would love to come. And what's really cool is one of our largest investors at Proxima is LVMH. So
that's perfect. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be there. Come on, let's go,
Alex. Bro, this is wild, man. This is wild. Okay, all right, Alex. All right, right here and now. Tell us where. I would imagine LinkedIn, but where can people find you, follow you, talk with you, etc.? Is there a good place where you put some words from your brain on the internet?
LinkedIn is where I do the most content.
Okay.
So definitely look me up on LinkedIn. It's just Alex J Song. You could find me very easily. We're doing a series of dinners all over the US where I'm going to be hosting, really e-com focused, dinners, which we just launched. So we're going to definitely tell you guys when we come through Texas as well.
Let's go.
But no, we just launched that. It's going to be a big part of our initiative. Just like, look, you could do all these conferences that are like more mainstream and just getting in front of people in like private settings and having real conversations, building real relationships. I really believe that's the way to generate some really strong learnings and insights, as well as great friendships. So that's something we're pushing through. And beyond that, I mean, look, I'm just Alex at proxima.ai. I'm not too super secretive of my email. So if you want to hit me up and you got something you want to chat about, I've been there before. I was suffering through this. If you're suffering now, I've probably gone through the same. And I love helping other founders. So please don't hesitate. Reach out. I would love to connect.
Wow. Alex Song, man. Hey,
Wow.
Okay, all right. Hey, we need the dates and the places, unless it's invite only. Unless it's invite only. If you don't want us to pub where the dinners are going to be and where
we'll put it out there.
Okay,
We're literally generating, like, we want every city, people that
Okay.
really want to engage and care about these types of experiences to be a part of it, right? We're very much all about generating that cohesive community and ecosystem where we help each other be more successful. That's what we're looking for.
Incredible.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, we need to sync up, get those dates, and
Yes.
then we're going to push them here on the show, Alex.
Yep.
If we can work it out, we definitely, if your calendar is open, we want to get together in New York City in October and get you to that event. Crazy.
We're hanging out regardless, and I would love to. If you can, if it works out, you can get me in there.
We can get you in. I think LVMH has already got your invite in the mail, I believe, Alex. and then I'll say this too. We're gonna be out in Southern California for a week coming up here in September. I don't know if you guys are in and around there. There's gonna be 700. There's going to be 700 people at the Commerce Roundtable thing in San Diego that Jimmy Kim is putting on. It'd be an incredible time to do something out there as well.
Great. Absolutely. That could be a fun thing as well.
Yeah. Wow. Alex Song. Yeah. Alex Song.
Knower of ball.
Knower of ball.
Knower of ball.
In D2C consumer lore. And also like crazy capital bill, like all of the things, and now doing this with Proxima. Alex, and we appreciate you making the time to join the show. Appreciate you being a sponsor and enabler of this show, and man, we look forward to connecting and having you back, brother.
Man, I appreciate you guys having me. I really enjoyed it, and I love what you guys are doing, and I can't.
Wow. Bro. Alex Song. Freaking dialed. Freaking dialed.
More people need to know about Alex Song.
I feel like, man, as he was talking, I was getting this growing sense, knower of ball. Like very real knower of ball.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, I feel like some of the guys that have banking backing, IB, PE backing in our industry aren't as well known, but they're very dialed in when it comes to our industry. They're just like not as flashy on the internet, so to speak, you know?
Yeah. And that's probably why. Maybe it's because I'm like so like X-pilled and like all of my D2C e-com.
There's other people.
And, it's like all happening on X. Also, maybe it's like the geographic location, I'm like, here in Texas, Austin. But I think this is true. Like some of our like more legacy people that have been in the banking industry, et cetera, New York-ish, like maybe not as known in our corner of the internet over here, like absolute knower of ball. Yeah. And man, transparent about his, not failures, but not as dramatically successful brands that have been shut down.
Totally.
Also very open, to like talk with founders, et cetera. And the more he talked, the more you realize like, bro, this is not just a like legacy backed, knows all the people doing something interesting with AI. Like, no. This is like nitty gritty D2C e-com operator who has an incredible background, who's also doing something incredibly unique with AI that solves a real problem inside of our ecosystem today. It's like crazy.
Unbelievable. It was great to connect. We got to have him back on the show as well.
We got to have him back. And man, we got to connect with him in October. Out in New York City. And maybe we can get him out to SoCal too. That'd be great to have him out in SoCal. I mean, we're going to be out there for a week.
Yeah.
Great opportunity. Wow. The one and only Alex Song. Moving forward, little closing time, words of wisdom that we have surfaced on the interwebs along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the one and only Intelligence and Universal Ads. Play it, Jack. If your growth is plateauing on search and social, it's time to rethink TV. Universal Ads makes it simple for D2C brands to run TV campaigns designed for performance without the usual mystery of getting involved with television. You get both premium streaming and linear inventory all in the same place, okay? You're reaching net new target audiences outside of the same crowded social feeds. We're all spending our dollars today. There's no hidden markups or fees. Campaign setup and management. It's just like search and social. You get running minutes. TV that's designed, that delivers for performance marketers. Go to universalads.com. Use code UA Cowboy. You can get $1,500 in matched ad credits. Many thanks for Universal Ads being part of the show. What is the next big idea that could change your business? Is it a price change, adding subscriptions, maybe a new bundle, strategy, or an app? Discovering and testing those high growth opportunities is exactly why Intelligence exists. It's an AI powered testing platform, helps you find the changes worth making. If you're looking for your next big idea, they have you covered. Go to intelligence.io/audit. In just a few minutes, you're going to have 3 ideas that you can test today. Totally free, AI powered audit. Go talk with Intelligence. Get the next new big idea for your business.
Let's go.
Little closing time. Words of wisdom here. I'm still high off of the interview with Alex Song.
Let's go.
It was a great interview, by
Great
the way.
interview. Yeah.
That one goes, that one's is getting added to the greatest hits compilation. Little words of wisdom here as we exit on this Friday, this day of days, amidst Ecomm summer, as it has become known. Would anybody like an LTV boost? Yeah, I
Yes.
think we would. I think we would. This tweet comes to us by way of Carl Weish. He says this: one of the best LTV moves is having free gifts subscribers get after they've been subscribed for a certain amount of time. Show this on your PDP and emails. You can even go as far as sending notes with the packages, like you're now just 2 months away from receiving X as reminders. It's a very potent way to get people to stay subscribed longer. Surprised not every subscription brand is running this. Big fan of this. I highly support this. And I wholeheartedly agree. Big piece about getting people to, oh, look at all the goodies I'm getting, and stay on, because, oh, I stay on one more month, I'm going to get another little free goodie. I think it's a big piece of increasing and helping people stay subscribed. LTV boost. Your thoughts, Colin Dougherty?
Absolutely. I think IM8 is dialed in right now with all of this. A good brand to watch for anything you want to test out and try.
Another word of wisdom surfaced here by the one and only Stephen Borelli out of Cuts. He says he's studying companies 10 times smaller than he is here in 2026. He says this: when I started my career, I studied companies 10 times bigger than Cuts. Today, I study companies 10 times smaller. Why? Because they're building for 2026, not 2016. AI has changed the game. The next generation of great companies won't look anything like the last. Your thoughts, Colin Dougherty?
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to study a huge bloated company to try to figure out where to go in 2026. You want to study the lean teams that are operating on the cutting edge of 2026 with AI to actually move your business forward.
I would also just add in here, sometimes it's the operators and marketers who are 10 years younger. Maybe not just the companies that are 10 times smaller, but the operators that are 10 years younger. I don't know what it is, but many of the greatest lessons I have learned in marketing, they came from everybody in Gen Z that either I was managing or talking to and befriending. You know, I get some great lessons from people that are 10 years younger than me. In the ways of the internet, sometimes that is an advantage.
Absolutely. Be humble enough to ask a younger generation.
Lastly, a little growth paid roles test here, coming to us by way of Zach Stuck. He says, when I'm hiring for growth/paid roles, a very simple test is to look up the search traffic of the brand the candidate is working at. If it's not up and to the right and pushing some solid volume, easy pass. Trend Track is the best tool for this. Your reaction, Colin Dougherty?
I love this. I love the idea of basically you can operate in public a little bit with e-commerce, and you can see right away if a candidate is the top brass that you actually want to hire within the firm itself. And I love leveraging a kind of an outside tool to basically cull through a bunch of candidates and only look at the top folks that you want to interview.
Shout out to Trend Track.
Shout out Trend Track.
Shout out to Trend Track. I'm actually talking with Quentin just after this show talking
Let's go.
with Quentin over at Trend Track. I do agree. I do agree. Hey, if you've been operating, growing, etc., and you've been running that paid and running it up, hopefully success has happened, then it should be the case that organic brand name search going up and to the right as well. It's an interesting litmus test. Interesting litmus test. Moving forward to our moment of Zen, let us hear from a word from our sponsors over at Northbeam. Play it, Jack. If you're in the ads manager all day long, you know the problem. Every platform takes credit. Every dashboard tells a different story. Meta says this, TikTok says that, Shopify says I made this much, I spent that much. Sometimes it's hard to know which ad platform is telling the truth. Northbeam fixes this with their own proprietary data. Starting from the actual purchase, rebuilding the customer journey from real orders, real clicks, real verified ad views, and then pushing that measurement back into the ad platform so they optimize on what's actually driving your revenue, not what those platforms assume is driving your revenue. Start measuring what was previously unmeasurable. Go to northbeam.io, book your demo today. All right, as we close out here, moment of Zen, Colin Dougherty. Are you still with me? How's your energy level doing right now?
I'm vibing.
You're vibing. Little neurology here to close out as we head on our way to the weekend. According to neurology, the more we focus on beautiful things, the more the brain gets used to seeing beautiful things. And then a little commentary on top of this. This is why gratitude becomes so important. The more grateful you are for what you have in your life, the more the universe will give you to be grateful for. Last words, closing words, final thoughts on our way to this weekend, Colin Dougherty.
Completely agree. I think you should always try to think of things to be grateful for in your life, and you'll get more as a result.
I have to say, little gratitude, you can bring us back, Jack. Little gratitude makes me feel a lot better. It
Totally.
does. Sometimes I'm having a bad day and I just start exercising a little gratitude.
Yeah.
I instantly feel better. I do.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I do.
I completely agree.
Many thanks to Alex Song, founder and CEO of Proxima, for joining us on the show. Many thanks to Rob Perry, head of growth at LIVFRESH Dental. Many thanks for Slash, Postscript, Rokt, Aftersell, Sati, Proxima, Universal Ads, Ty, Trend Track, Rich Panel Intelligence, Northbeam, and Seguno for making this show possible. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to have some goated weekend watches for you, cut up, spread out over the weekend. So stay tuned. Go touch some grass. Have a great Friday afternoon, and we will see you on the other side.